Welcome back to another episode of Mindfull Moments. I am your host, Jada Lowe. If this is your first time listening, or this is your first time watching, thank you for joining your girl. If you're back, then you know what we're about to get into, okay? I hope y'all been having a good week. We are now in, we are in April. My birthday is this month, y'all. My birthday is this month. So y'all know I pre-record my episodes, right? So one of the episodes will come out the day before my birthday. My birthday is April 2nd, 1998. Happy birthday to me, yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. But yes, y'all, we're going to be in April, and that's wild. First quarter done. First 3 months of the year done, same as first quarter. We already said that. Keep it pushing. But y'all, the year is moving. Like, I feel like every year we say the year is moving by fast. But seriously, the year is moving by fast. We are 4 months in to 2024, and that's bananas. But anywho, how's y'all week been going? How y'all been feeling? I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. I would give myself at this current time, because at this current time, I would honestly give myself, like, across the board, I say an 8.7, 8.8 out of 10. Yeah. I feel decent. I feel good. I feel like I'm getting stuff in motion, and I feel like I'm getting stuff together. I feel like I feel like I found a routine, but I'm still working on solidifying my routine because I just do stuff here and there, like outside of waking up, gym, and eating. I've like work-wise, I've been trying to figure out, or I've been working in how to create a routine. Like, I feel like I can create a good routine, but following the routine is where I need help with, like, work-wise. So, mentally, emotionally, I feel good. I feel very, very, very relaxed, and that's kind of where we'll be going with this episode. But yeah, I just feel my heart feels relaxed, my mind feels relaxed, my body feels relaxed, and I just feel good. I feel like I'm in a good space, and I feel calm, cool, and collected. But yeah, I feel calm. So I want to share where I believe a little bit of that has come from, honestly. And that's what we'll kind of gear this episode towards. But yeah, I've just been feeling relaxed, and I believe that has a lot to do with not taking on so much. In the past, or just in general, I will always take on things or take on what other people had going on and try to fix it. I was like Bobisha the builder. Like, I was always trying to fix something, always trying to help, always trying to put myself in a position to prove that I could help people fix it. And then once I realized, like, okay, you over here trying to fix everybody else, and you the one over here breaking down, it's like, now it's starting to take a toll on me and my body and all that type of stuff. So this episode is entitled, we're going to add a little bit of ebonics, a little slang in it. This episode is titled, That Ain't Got Nothing to Do with Me. Literally, it has nothing to do with me. And we're going to talk through some things that I just feel like you just shouldn't have to, put up with. But I've found myself saying that so many times throughout the day. And I even tell people, like, that has nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. What's going on over there is what's going on over there. And I'm over here. And let it stay over there. Because if it come over here, it's going to mess up my peace. And when I tell y'all, the thing that I hold most valuable, what, Jada? The thing that I consider, there we go, had to find it. The thing that I consider the most valuable at this point in my life, and I feel like should be up close to the top, is your peace. Like, you hear people say all the time, like, it's so cliche, like, as cliche as it is, my peace of mind is what matters, yada, yada, yada. But that's really what matters. Like, having a peaceful mind and, like, a peaceful heart posture dictates how you move in relationships. It dictates how you move with other people. It dictates how you move with yourself. And since I've established what peace looks like for me, for Jada Lowe, when other things or other people, like, try to disrupt that, I get aggravated, Would y'all consider aggravation and irritation the same thing? I get aggravated and I get frustrated, and I like retreat back into myself. The way I handle things, like when I'm uncomfortable, I'm not sure if it's the healthiest way. We'll talk about that in therapy, but I'm not sure if it's the healthiest way. But sometimes I go inside myself for comfort, if that makes sense. But yeah, like when things disrupt my peace, or for me, I'm not, for anybody that knows me, they know that I'm not a loud person. Like I'm just not a loud person. That's just not my mannerisms. So when things get loud, or if I'm in a public place and people get rowdy, I'm so quick to hit a side eye. I'll be like, oh, or I'll just keep walking, or I'll just tend to the business and mind the business that pay me. But yeah, just the insider into what goes on in my head as we move through this episode. But yeah, just that has nothing to do with me. And while it's straightforward and to the point, it's a motto that I live by now because it saved me. It saved me probably some heartache. It's helped me to truly mind my own business. Cause I mean, we can all be a little nosy. Yeah, it's helped me to mind my own business, and it's helped me to realize the things that deserve my attention and don't. Because some things you do have to put your 2 cents in, or you do have to insert yourself in a certain capacity for the situation to be handled, or just because you're attached to it in some kind of way. But there are also some things, y'all, that it's like, if you see somebody in a fight over there and you don't know them, it's like, y'all, well, it seems to be that y'all are handling it because y'all tussling, but y'all handle that over there. That has nothing to do with me. We don't have to be in every situation. We don't, even as it pertains to us, or like how people feel and stuff like that. Like some stuff, it really has nothing to do with you. So that's my intro. Let's talk about some of the things that have nothing to do with me. One of those things is, like I just told y'all, fixing people. I would walk into a situation, or I would be in a person's life, and I would have my hammer. I had my hammer. I had my pliers. Okay, hold on. I'm just a girl. I have my hammer, my pliers. There we go. My screwdriver and some scissors. And glue, Jada, glue. I would have those things, and I would be trying to fix the situation, fix the person, or but you know what? Now that I think about it, I feel like that fixing, the idea of like fixing things, was my way of having control. If you go to the previous episode, it's gonna make me itch if I talk about it anymore. But I believe that was my attempt to have control over certain situations. And I hate to say certain people, but to have control over people in the sense of, like, you know how you see a person's potential, or you see like what people can be. I feel like I was always, or like I would be the person that could see more in people than what they could see in themselves. And so I would try to fix them, or try to get them to see it, and they wouldn't end up doing no work on themselves anyway. And now I'm pissed off because it's like they're not living up to the expectation of they're not living up to my expectation, when in all actuality, if I just gave them the healthy space to fix themselves and to work on themselves, it would have saved me some trouble, and also it would have given them a chance to be able to learn themselves and ultimately be molded into the person that they're supposed to be, not who I want them to be. So yeah, I would just always put myself in a position to try to fix people. I'm trying to see like where that comes from. Just trying to be like, I feel like a lot of the things we say we do, and me personally too, like I say I do it for the sake of trying to get people to see I'm a good person. If you're a good person, if you're a genuine person, the way you present yourself and the way you operate, I've had to tell myself, like, Jada, it'll just come across as that. Like, just be yourself. You don't have to show somebody that you're trying to help them to the point of fixing them to show them that you deserve to be in their life. Just show up authentically as yourself. Show up with your best foot forward. And if they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. I believe I used to equate fixing people to being a good person. that's that's the best way I know how to tie it. Just trying to prove that I can help you be who you're supposed to be. And granted, like in certain, I feel like to a certain extent, we should all motivate the people in our lives to be better, but not to the point where we're trying to, not to the point where we're trying to fix them, like fully fix them. And so how I handle things now is like, if I'm dealing with somebody and I see their potential, I communicate it, or I just like, you just see what they can be, like you encourage people and all that type of stuff. If how do I say this nicely? Because like when you're dealing with some people and you know that there's work that they need to do and they know that there's work that they need to do, it's only so far you can go. If you try to fix that person, you're probably gonna be upset because they're not taking the necessary steps that they need to take to fix themselves, or that they're not living up to your expectation to the degree at which you're trying to fix them. So I'm trying to fix this person up to be at level A, and they're operating and acting up to level B, and now I'm pissed. I just feel like when you try to fix things and when you try to fix people, it's rooted in wanting to have control, it's rooted in anxiousness, and it's rooted in a little bit of unrealistic expectations, I feel like, instead of just letting it happen naturally, instead of just letting it be and letting them be. That's like one of the beautiful things of like, and when fixing people and situations, but more so people, like that's the beauty of a relationship, being able to see people work on themselves, not fix them to where you make them into this person that you want them to be. But yeah, I just feel like just let people be. Just let people be. That saves you trouble because it gives you the opportunity to see how they show up for themselves, and it gives you a chance to see how they take criticism, how they take you in the sense of like wholeheartedness, rewind it, Jada. You get to see how much they value themselves and how much they value your opinion. I'm not saying say everything that they got going on wrong, because you need to look in the mirror yourself. But I'm saying, like, if you genuinely care about somebody and you say, hey, like, I think you could work on this. I really think you could work on this. And then you see like they're not really, it's like it's going in one ear and out the other. When you don't fix people, you give your relationships a better chance of strengthening, because no. Hold on, y'all. When you're not so fixated on fixing people, it creates the opportunity to save yourself a lot of heartache, and it helps people to more authentically show up as themselves, so you can know how to operate. And if you want to keep them in your lives, boom, shaka, laka, laka, boom. Sometimes, look, I've voiced this in multiple episodes, but y'all just bear with me sometimes, because my brain moves at 110 and my mouth is moving at like 95. So when I have to rewind it and when I have to find it, just bear with your girl. That's what I was trying to say. There we go. So fixing people, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you see somebody or if you encounter somebody and they're not really moving in a way where it's like healthy for you, and that's the other thing about saying that has nothing to do with me, because it gives you the chance to see what you value and what you want in your space. If I don't want that in my space, that's why I say that ain't got nothing to do with me. If I do want it in my space, I'm like, that can have a little something to do with me. Or if I see him and he cute and he got a good character, I'll be like, that got a little something to do with me. But if he has a nasty attitude and he has no integrity, I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. You stay over there. Stay over there. But that's what I'm trying to get at. So fixing people has nothing to do with me. Another thing that has nothing to do with me, now I got to be transparent. Okay, everything's fine. Perception has nothing to do with me. How people view me has nothing to do with me. I know there are going to be some things that I say on here that people will agree with. I know there are going to be some things that I say on here that people are going to disagree with, that people are going to like, that people are not going to like. It's a product of speaking in a microphone. It's a product of having a podcast. Granted, everybody doesn't deserve to be on the mic, but that's neither here nor there. Just stick with the episode, Jada. I used to always want, I just used to, and I feel like that's what going back to fixing people, I believe that had a little bit to do with perception, because my thing is I never want people to feel like my intentions are bad. I never want to be seen as the bad person. I never want to be seen as the villain. I never want to be seen as disingenuous. Hope that's a word. Somebody put in the comments if that's a word. I never want to be seen as having ill intent, because in all honesty, I don't. I'm not perfect, but I try to show up in the best way where you know that I'm going to give my all. I'm going to put my heart into it. I'm a genuine person. I'm moving with pure intent. And even if out of my imperfections, even out of my insecurity, if I show up in a way where I make a mistake or where I don't communicate something as effectively, that wasn't my intent from the jump. And so I've been finding myself in the past, like trying to prove like I'm a good person, like keep me around. I am a good person. I am worth this and this and this. And I just got to a point where I was like, that has nothing to do with me. If I know, and I've been saying it over the past few episodes, y'all, like if I know I showed up 110%, I'm not saying I showed up perfect, but I showed up giving my best, if I showed up with a pure heart, and if I showed up with the best intention, sometimes things just happen. Sometimes relationships happen. Sometimes things fall apart. That doesn't mean that you were necessarily a bad person. It just happens. And so it's still been something that I've been trying to work on, because even when I get here on the mic, I never want y'all to feel like I'm coming from a place of like I'm trying to be somebody. I'm not about to do that anyway, but it's just like I want to be cautious of what I say, but at the same time, I'm saying what I'm saying. And it's like when you put that out, you give free rein for people to perceive it however they want to perceive it. And I had to realize that we all come from different walks of life. Everybody is not going to see things the way that I see it. Some things that I may say may offend people. That wasn't my intention. It's just the fact that we're all different. And I also had to tell myself too, like, and I talked about this with my therapist. She was like, and I've heard people say too, like, you should be concerned if everybody has the same storyline of you in their head. Some people that you deal with or have dealt with are going to have different opinions about you. To some people, you may be the best person. To some people, you may be a good person. To some people, they probably see you as, I wish you would have done a lot of things better. So how people perceive me has nothing to do with me. And I don't say it in the sense of like, just don't completely care about what people think, but don't care about it to the point where it causes you to move differently from who you are and your makeup as a person, like for you individually. Like if, I'm trying to give a good example, but I believe what I just said was the example. Just don't allow other people's perception to change who you are. That's my point. And I used to, because it's like, oh, if I show up like this great person because I am this great person, what happens if they don't see me as a great person? Girl, they just don't see you as a great person. Some people will genuinely dislike you because you're a kind person. That has nothing to do with me. You're upset. You got an ugly heart. You got some stuff you need to fix. That has nothing to do with me. If I walk up to somebody and I say, hey, how you doing? You look nice. And they smack their teeth and walk away, I know, like, I literally didn't say nothing wrong to this person. They probably had something going on an hour before I even encountered them. That has nothing to do with me. And when I tell y'all that has freed me, granted, the perception thing, It's still, I'm still learning through that. Yeah, but overall it's like when you tell yourself that has nothing to do with me, it saves you. It saved me a lot of overthinking. That is my whole thing, because I would just try to do all of these things to present myself in the best light, to whereas if I just show up, show up as Jada, then it's good. And so I just encourage y'all to just tell yourself, like, that has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. If you see somebody over there arguing, that has nothing to do with me. If, like the example I just gave, if you say hey to somebody and they snap at you or they do this and this and this, that has nothing to do with me. It doesn't. If you tried to help somebody but they don't want to listen, that has nothing to do with me. You have to take yourself into account too at the end of the day. You can't be stretching yourself thin with things that you shouldn't let overly concern you. And so those are two of the big things that I've been working through lately, and I'm still working through, just as like I navigate through this time in my life. But and it's helped me to have a more, like I said, relaxed heart posture. I've just been relaxed because I haven't been. I'm a person that I don't want to say I'm a person. I used to be a person, and I've been working on not being a person that takes on everything, takes on other people's issues, takes on what other people have going on, try to fix things that have nothing to do with me. Granted, there's a time and a place to like interject and to offer opinions and this and this and this. But I'm talking about, when I say that has nothing to do with me, I'm talking about from the standpoint of trying to take on things that put an unhealthy and unnecessary burden on you. That is my point. And I just stop trying to fix people. Stop trying to fix everything. Stop trying to prove everything to everybody. You can't prove everything to everybody. Stop trying to prove your worth to people. Stop trying to stop. Ooh, I forgot I had that in my notes. Stop attaching how people treat you to your identity. I think I'm going to make that a full episode, because I used to, stop attaching how people treat you to your identity. Yeah, that part. That I want y'all, I challenge you guys as y'all go through the week, because that's what's helped me. I said, I'm going to start saying, you know what, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Because like I told y'all, I can be a little nosy. And so sometimes like I'm going to be honest, y'all, I'll be eavesdropping sometimes. And so I have to like put my headphones back in or just mind the business that pay me, say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So I challenge y'all, like whenever y'all see something, or whenever somebody come at you the wrong way, or whenever, in the case of dealing with people, something out of your control just happens, I challenge y'all to say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. And give it a week and let me know how it goes. Give it a week to just say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you see somebody arguing, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you checking out and the people ugly to you at the checkout, or you at the grocery store getting groceries and you just trying to get your fresh produce, and this lady bump into you and she catch an attitude, or a Karen catch an attitude, just say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Because 9 times out of 10, it probably doesn't. And it has nothing to do with you. So I pray that y'all move through this week I pray that y'all have a relaxed week. We all deserve, even in the midst of like work and the hustle and bustle of life, we deserve a relaxed week. So I pray you guys have a relaxed week, a safe week. Stay safe. The temperature rising and the wasp is getting out, and supposedly the cicada's supposed to be coming out too. So watch your back. And just, that has nothing to do, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Forget the proper grammar. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So let me know in the comments, or y'all DM me or whatever, on how saying that phrase helps y'all throughout the week. And so I pray y'all have a great week. Y'all stay mindful and never forget, I love you. And I pray you have a great, safe week. Y'all stay mindful, and I will see you guys in the next episode.